You just watch someone incompetent get promoted. Again, they're terrible at their job. Everyone knows it. They've made costly mistakes, failed repeatedly, created problems that others had to fix. But they're now your boss. Meanwhile, the person who actually keeps the department running, still in the same position, overlooked, undervalued, invisible, and you're thinking, how does this keep happening? Niccolo Machiavelli asked this question 500 years ago, and what he discovered will disturb you. Stupid people don't accidentally end up running things. The system is designed to put them there, not because there's a conspiracy, because of how power structures naturally evolve. Machiavelli watched it happen in Renaissance Italy. Incompetent nobles inherited power. Foolish generals lost battles. Corrupt officials destroyed cities, while brilliant strategists, capable administrators, and wise advisors remained powerless or got executed for being too smart. He realized this isn't random, it's pattern. And the pattern reveals that stupidity is actually an advantage in power acquisition, not a bug, a feature. He wrote in The Prince, "Everyone sees what you appear to be, few experience what you really are." Translation: in power games, appearing competent matters more than being competent, and stupid people are better at appearing competent because they don't know enough to doubt themselves. Today, I'm going to show you Machiavelli's complete analysis of why stupid people run the world. Not to depress you, to arm you with understanding, because once you see the mechanisms that elevate stupidity, you can navigate around them, or at least stop being confused by them. This is why stupid people run the world, and why they always have. Let's begin. Stupid people speak with absolute confidence because they don't understand complexity. Smart people speak with nuance because they do. And crowds follow confidence, not accuracy. Think about the last time you watched a debate. The intelligent person says, "This issue has multiple factors to consider. Historical context suggests A, but emerging data indicates B, and we should account for C before deciding." The stupid person says, "The answer is obvious. We do X." Anyone who disagrees is an idiot. Who won the debate? The stupid person, every time. Not because their answer was correct, because their certainty was psychologically satisfying. Machiavelli observed this constantly in Florence. Politicians who admitted complexity got dismissed as weak or indecisive. Politicians who offered simplistic solutions got elected, even when those solutions failed catastrophically. Why? Because human brains use shortcuts to evaluate leaders. We evolved in environments where decisive action was often more valuable than perfect analysis. The leader who said, "Run from the tiger now," saved more lives than the leader who said, "Let's consider whether this predator poses genuine threat." But that evolutionary shortcut fails in modern complexity. Simple problems reward simple thinking. Complex problems punish it. Yet we still follow the confident voice, because confidence feels like competence. This is the Dunning-Kruger effect before psychologists gave it a name. The less you know, the more certain you feel. The more you know, the more aware you become of what you don't know. Stupid people don't experience the doubt that comes with understanding complexity, so they speak with a certainty that smart people can't genuinely feel, and that certainty wins, repeatedly, predictably. Think about your workplace smart colleague. We should test this approach because historically projects like this face complications around "Stupid boss, just do it, it'll work, I'm confident." Who gets credited when it somehow works? The stupid boss who projected certainty? Who gets blamed when it fails? The smart colleague who didn't commit fully. Machiavelli would recognize this immediately. He wrote, "Men judge generally more by the eye than by the hand, because it belongs to everybody to see you, to few to come in touch with you." Translation: everyone can judge your confidence. Few can judge your competence. So confidence gets rewarded while competence gets overlooked. This is the first reason stupid people run the world. They project the certainty that smart people can't authentically fake, and systems select for certainty over accuracy. Power structures need to maintain themselves. Stupid people maintain them. Smart people question them, so power structures naturally select for stupid people. Imagine you're running an organization. Two types of people apply for management positions. Type A sees inefficiencies, questions outdated processes, suggests improvements that would require change, challenges leadership when they're wrong. Type B follows procedures without questioning, accepts authority automatically, defends existing systems, never causes complications. Which one do you promote? If you're optimizing for institutional stability, which most institutions are, you promote Type B. Why? Because Type A is dangerous, not malicious, just disruptive. They see what's broken and want to fix it. But fixing requires admitting things are broken, and admitting things are broken threatens those who built or benefit from the broken system. So intelligent people get labeled not a team player, difficult, cultural fit issues, too critical, while stupid people rise because they never question leadership, defend bad decisions, maintain comfortable dysfunction, pose zero threat to existing power. Machiavelli watched this destroy Florence repeatedly. Brilliant advisors who identified problems, exiled or executed. Mediocre sycophants who praised leaders, promoted and enriched. Not because leaders preferred bad advice, because they preferred advice that didn't threaten their position. This creates a selection mechanism. The path to power requires not threatening those already in power. And the easiest way to not threaten them is to be too stupid to recognize what's wrong. Think about political systems. The politician who says our entire approach to this problem is flawed rarely wins. The politician who says we just need to do more of what we're already doing gets elected. Why? Because the second message threatens nobody. It requires no change, no admission of past mistakes, no risk to established interests. The first message threatens everyone invested in the current system. And that's most people in positions to determine who rises. So stupid people rise, not despite their stupidity, because of it. Their stupidity makes them safe, makes them maintainers instead of questioners, makes them perfect servants of systems that need servants, not reformers. Incompetent leaders feel threatened by competent subordinates, so they hire people even less competent than themselves, creating a cascade of stupidity. Machiavelli wrote, "The first method for estimating the intelligence of a ruler is to look at the men he has around him." But he understood why. Weak leaders select weaker subordinates to ensure they never face threats to their authority. Think about what happens when a stupid person gains power. They know, at some level, that they're not actually competent. They can't admit it consciously, but the insecurity is there. So when hiring, they face a choice. Option A, hire someone smarter, risk being exposed, risk being replaced, risk looking stupid by comparison. Option B, hire someone less competent, feel secure, never be threatened, always be the smartest person in the room. Which do they choose? Option B, always. This creates what organizational psychologists call competence cascading. Level 1, incompetent leader, IQ 100, hires subordinates less competent, IQ 95. Level 2, those subordinates hire people less competent than themselves, IQ 90. Level 3, that level hires even worse, IQ 85. Result, organization with a 15-point intelligence drop from top to bottom, and the incompetence compounds at each level. Machiavelli saw this destroy Italian city-states. Weak princes surrounded themselves with flatterers. Those flatterers hired incompetence. Those incompetents hired disasters. Within generations, capable administration became impossible because the entire system had been optimized for non-threatening mediocrity. Modern example. You've seen this in corporations. The insecure CEO hires VPs who won't challenge them. Those VPs hire directors who won't threaten them. Those directors hire managers who pose no risk. 5 levels down, the company is staffed by people carefully selected for their inability to recognize or solve problems. And this happens naturally, not through conspiracy, through each layer protecting itself from the threat that competence represents. Psychologists call this homophily, the tendency to associate with similar others. But in power structures, it's specifically downward homophily. Each level selects for people less capable than themselves. Because moving up requires not threatening those above you. So the ones who rise are those who pose the least threat, the least competent, who can still barely function. And they continue the pattern when they gain power. Result? Stupidity becomes institutional, self-perpetuating, protected from competence by layers of incompetence. This is why entire organizations, industries, and governments can become systemically stupid. Not through sudden failure, through gradual selection for non-threatening incompetence. Our brains evolved to follow confidence, not competence. And we can't distinguish between them without expertise we usually don't have. Machiavelli understood, the vulgar crowd always is taken by appearances, and the world consists chiefly of the vulgar. He wasn't being elitist. He was describing a cognitive limitation we all share. Evaluating confidence is easy. Evaluating competence is hard. Think about how you judge someone's capability in a domain you don't understand. Can you evaluate a surgeon's skill by watching them operate? Not unless you're a surgeon. Can you evaluate an engineer's competence by reviewing their calculations? Not unless you're an engineer. Can you evaluate a strategist's wisdom by hearing their plan? Not unless you're an experienced strategist. But can you evaluate their confidence? Instantly, everyone can. And our brains use confidence as a proxy for competence, because for most of human history, it worked well enough. The confident hunter probably had more experience. The confident warrior probably knew what he was doing. The confident leader probably had genuine capability. But in modern complexity, that shortcut fails catastrophically. Now, confidence often signals the opposite. Someone too stupid to recognize what they don't know. Yet we still follow it, because the psychological programming runs deep. Research backs this. A 2020 study found that individuals displaying overconfidence were significantly more likely to be perceived as leaders, regardless of actual competence. The groups led by confident fools didn't perform better. They just thought they performed better. Because confidence is contagious. It makes everyone feel certain. And certainty feels good, even when it's wrong. Think about historical disasters. General Custer, supremely confident, led cavalry into massacre at Little Bighorn. The Titanic engineers, confident it was unsinkable, didn't bring enough lifeboats. The 2008 financial leaders, confident their risk models were sound, collapsed the global economy. In each case, confidence preceded catastrophe. But the confidence convinced everyone to follow, right up until disaster struck. Machiavelli would ask, why do we keep falling for this? Answer, because distinguishing confident competence from confident incompetence requires expertise most people don't have. And when everyone lacks that expertise, they default to following confidence. This is why stupid people run the world. Not because we're stupid for following them, because our psychological architecture makes confident stupidity more persuasive than uncertain intelligence. And stupid people are always more confident because they don't know enough to doubt themselves. Moral considerations handicap intelligent people in power struggles, and stupid people, unburdened by complex ethics, have access to strategies intelligent people refuse. He wrote, "A prince who wishes to maintain his position must learn how not to be good, and to use this knowledge or not use it according to necessity. This is why Machiavelli is called cynical. But he wasn't advocating immorality. He was describing a competitive advantage that immoral actors possess. In any competition, the person willing to cheat has options the ethical person doesn't. They can make promises with no intention of keeping them, undermine rivals through deception, exploit fears and prejudices, spread misinformation, take credit for others' work, shift blame to the innocent, and stupid people do these things more easily. Why? Because intelligence typically correlates with complex moral reasoning. Smart people think, if I do this, what are the consequences? How would I feel if someone did this to me? What kind of person becomes if I act this way? Stupid people think, will this work? Yes? Then I'll do it. The moral deliberation that intelligent people experience, it slows them down, makes them hesitate, creates internal conflict. Stupid people experience none of this. They act without reflection, and in competitive environments, that's often an advantage. Machiavelli watched this in Renaissance politics. Moral leaders, overthrown or assassinated. Amoral leaders succeeded and maintained power. Not always, but frequently enough that he documented it as pattern. Think about modern contexts. Ethical candidate refuses to use misinformation, loses to someone who spreads it freely. Ethical employee won't take credit for others' work, gets passed over for someone who does. Ethical executive won't cut corners, gets outcompeted by someone who does. The unethical actor isn't necessarily smarter. Often, they're stupider. But their stupidity includes a lack of moral complexity that would slow them down. This creates game theory nightmare. If ethical behavior is punished and unethical behavior is rewarded, the system selects for unethical actors. And unethical actors are often stupid actors, because intelligence typically, not always but typically, develops alongside ethical reasoning. So the system selects for stupid people, not because it wants stupidity, because it rewards behavior that stupid people perform more easily. Machiavelli's point wasn't be immoral, it was understand that morality is a competitive disadvantage in power acquisition. Design systems that account for this, or amoral actors will dominate. We didn't listen, and stupid amoral people continue running the world. Incompetent leaders generate constant crisis to prevent scrutiny of their incompetence. And chaos benefits stupid people more than smart people. When everything is calm and stable, competence is easily evaluated. You can measure results, compare alternatives, assess performance objectively. But in chaos, all that goes away. In crisis, everyone's too busy reacting to evaluate anyone's performance. Stupid decisions get excused as, we had to act fast. Failed strategies get blamed on the crisis itself. And stupid leaders are masters at generating crisis. Not intentionally, usually, just naturally, because their incompetence creates problems. And those problems create chaos. And that chaos protects them. Think about the pattern. Week 1, stupid leader makes bad decision. Results aren't immediately visible. Week 2, bad decision creates problem. Leader makes another bad decision to address it. Week 3, both bad decisions create bigger problems. Leader creates controversy to distract from problems. Week 4, everyone's focused on controversy. Original bad decisions forgotten. Week 5, new crisis emerges from Week 2's bad decision. Everyone reacts to new crisis. Repeat forever. The incompetence never gets evaluated because there's always a new crisis demanding attention. Machiavelli saw tyrants do this deliberately, but modern stupid leaders do it accidentally. Their incompetence generates crisis naturally. The psychological effect. When people are overwhelmed by constant chaos, Their cognitive resources get depleted. They stop thinking critically, stop analyzing patterns, just react to each new development. Psychologists call this cognitive load. When your brain is overwhelmed processing immediate crises, you have no capacity left for deeper analysis. And stupid leaders benefit from this, because deeper analysis would reveal their incompetence. Chaos is their armor. Think about political leaders who create constant controversy. Are they strategic geniuses? Or are their controversial statements usually covering for policy failures? Think about executives who constantly reorganize their companies. Are they innovating? Or is the chaos preventing anyone from measuring whether anything is actually working? Think about managers who create drama in the workplace. Are they dynamic leaders? Or is the drama distracting from their inability to actually manage effectively? Pattern recognition. Competent leaders create stability that allows performance evaluation. Incompetent leaders create chaos that prevents it. And stupid leaders create chaos naturally through their stupidity, then survive because the chaos protects them from scrutiny. Systems that actually reward competence are exceptions. Most systems reward appearance, confidence, and non-threatening compliance. And those systems naturally select for stupidity. Think about what actually determines success in most organizations. Is it results? Sometimes, but often results are hard to measure or take too long to manifest. Is it competence? Sometimes, but competence is hard to evaluate without expertise. So what gets rewarded instead? Appearing busy, regardless of productivity. Confidence, regardless of accuracy. Loyalty, regardless of competence. Likability, regardless of effectiveness. Playing politics, regardless of ethics. All things that stupid people can do. Often better than smart people. Because smart people know when they're not busy, feel guilty faking it, experience doubt, struggle to project false confidence, question authority, can't fake blind loyalty, make people uncomfortable with their intelligence, find political games beneath them. Stupid people think they're productive even when they're not. Project confidence they don't know they shouldn't have. Follow authority naturally, make people comfortable, not threatening. Excel at political games, don't see them as beneath anything. So in most systems, stupid people have systematic advantages. Machiavelli would ask, what systems actually reward merit? His answer, very few, and they're fragile. Systems that reward competence require clear feedback mechanisms, objective evaluation criteria, long-term thinking, expertise-based selection, protection from political manipulation. Most systems have none of these. Instead, they have delayed or no feedback, subjective evaluation, short-term focus, popularity-based selection, vulnerability to politics. And in those systems, which are most systems, stupidity thrives. Historical examples: Rome started with merit-based military promotion, ended with inherited positions and incompetent emperors. China created civil service exams to select for merit, eventually corrupted into systems that selected for conformity. Modern corporations start with capability-focused hiring, eventually become political environments where appearance matters more. The pattern: systems that reward merit degrade into systems that reward appearance, unless constantly defended against that natural entropy. And most systems don't defend against it, so they slide toward stupidity. This is why stupid people run the world, because systems that prevent stupid people from running things are rare, difficult to maintain, and constantly under threat from the forces that benefit from stupidity.